political, bien sûr.
From this, I think it's clear to say there's a clear racism and Islamophobia issue in the UK. I don't believe everyone at this march is racist, but it's clear a lot of racists feel very comfortable being involved, and instead of anyone here calling it out, it's completely denied.
It's not a racist parade.
These are far right, these are racist. I don't see any racism.
There's no far right, there's no hooligans here, there's no racism here. It's nothing to do with skin colour.
They managed to silence us for 20 years with labels. Racist, Islamophobe, far right. They don't work anymore.
Try to deny it now, because thanks to my free speech, it's out there. Now this video.
So I think the clip I just showed right now, it was a clip showing the end of a Niko or Malala video talking about how we should call out racism in the group. The whole point of the clip I showed you was that to show that yes, Niko is correct. Everything he said in that video, right, in that end segment that I just showed right now, is correct. We should be calling out the racists in that group. But like the bigger question is, why that thing even happening in the first place? Why is the protest even happening in the first place right now? Like, of course you might say that question is stupid right now, and I get you right now. But my question is like, why is that riot or that thing happening in the first place, right? So before I break that down or just try to discuss that, let me introduce myself quickly. Hello, my name is understand the context. What I do here is I try to show you guys a different perspective. I'm going to change your mind. I'm going to change your opinions. Whatever your thoughts or opinions are, it's up to you to make them. I don't care about your thoughts or opinions. My goal is to show you a different perspective. Where you choose to change your mind based on my my video here. It's up to you guys. If you go on into the video, please like and subscribe. And let's go on really quickly. So Niko Malala right now, he's right. Like if you watch the video right now, I'll link the video in the description right now. He was talking about how racism, right? Like how racism was infested into the group of like the competition, into the the riots and march. And in that video itself right now, it talks about how the people in the march were denying that people who are racist were in that area in the march themselves right now, which I kind of understand. But also like, why did you call them out as well? Like just call the racists and just get it over with it. I get where they could try to come from, right? But like, the bigger question I want to ask is pretty simply, why that riot even beginning in the first place? The riot in itself right now should not even be taking place. The problem with with my again, I'm gonna disagree with some points here with Niko Malala right now. It's not even the fact that the riots are happening right now. It's the fact that they're actually happening in the first place. The condition in England right now is not pretty. I heard I've seen the stories of people who can't even raise their flags, their own country's flags, without being called Nazis or like fascist. Imagine raising your own flag and be called you looked at as racist. Like to some extent right now, I understand not tolerating racists right now in like the country in like the marches right now. I get that right now, but like, why isn't the UK government doing something about the racism problem? No racism problem. The Islamic problem that even started this whole thing in the first place. The problem I had with this whole thing is the fact that UK has been pro defending Islam for almost everything. And I'm not saying like, oh, like this, that, like, of course I need, there are some Islamic people that are good in the country. I'm not saying that every Islamic people or people who are following the Islamic law or bad people. No. What I'm trying to say is that pretty simply, this issue could have been solved if the government just simply put the people who were doing crime in prison. If you rape like, when I hear a story of a girl saying that she talks about the grooming gangs, and the next day the UK government sends the police after that girl instead of sending the police after the people who did the raping, it gives me a big it hit me the wrong way. I get the whole racism angle right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if people become racist because the UK government did not even sort out this issue. This issue could easily be solved if the government just put the niggas in jail. You put the Islamic people who did the crimes in jail. Why are we getting censored? Why are we getting why is free speech getting put down because of a certain group? Why is that even a possibility? And I get the whole back in the day, your colonizers type thing. I get that situation right now. But the people who are born in the UK now, were not colonizers back then. They didn't even like, most of them are just are regular human beings just living life. They weren't even part of the colonization nonsense right back then. Like, you can even put the blame on the ancestors, but like even then, like, it's so stupid angle to point at, because like again, the UK people now are not involved or part of the colonist situation right now. Now again, I'll conclude quickly by saying this again right there. I'm not saying we should be racist, or people are not encourage racism. What I'm trying to say is pretty simply, the fact is, it makes sense. The fact that it's happening right now makes some level of sense. I'm not saying let's encourage racism. I'm saying why the UK government not putting the people who are responsible for the crimes that happen to the children, the people, the women, children, like the men, like in general. If you are Islamic and you commit a crime right now, you go to jail. Like, it's that simple. Why are we trying to like place favors or plan favors? Like, what's the favoritism for? So for that stuttering, what's favoritism for? What is it for? What I'm trying to say is pretty simply, yes, we shouldn't be racist, and we should call the racist again. Like the people in the march should be calling the people who are racist in that group. That's correct. He was right. But at the same time, right now, I want also address the issue of like, why in general don't the government itself take care of the people who literally are in the country, but again cannot even take the children out without the children getting assaulted by people who are bad actors. Again, not every Islamic people is not every Islamic black migrant is a bad person, but the people who are bad, who are criminals, and then them not getting tried for the crimes is something that I say that should be happening first. Should be dealing with that as well. Like, this whole thing should be this whole protest thing should not even be happening. This whole raising your flag and you calling a racist or Nazi thing should not even be happening. Again, my two cents of this thing to conclude again. Sorry, we should call the racist. That's true. But also, we should also be calling out the government, saying, listen, why the fuck are you allowing criminals to be criminals because of religion aspects? Why are we doing that? Why are we letting the criminals roam free because of the religion context? Anyway, this has been a long video. I hope it's a short video. I'm sorry, but this is answer the context. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Shout out to Niko Omalana as well. I like his style of content, but like, of course, disagreeing is a part of discourse, so I want to disagree here. I agree with almost all the videos, but also like I feel like the ending does not give enough context to the whole issue. But anyway, it's been the boy answer context. This is not a stand-up video again. The video Niko Malana videos in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.